everyone, and welcome to Women Entrepreneur in Miami. And today is a very special day as I am with the legend, Mr. Grant Cardone.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Do you normally go out on location and travel around and do this?
I don't actually. We normally do podcast interviews,
Okay.
but when I saw you live on Instagram, and I'm a huge fan of yours, and I implement very quickly what you say, I just said I have to do a live interview with this man, because I know the way you touched my heart, you can touch women as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, and so again, thank you very much for giving me this
Sure.
opportunity today. And so is it okay if we can jump into the
totally.
interview?
Let's
Great.
do it. Let's do it.
Awesome. So for the people that
let me just say this. First of all, I think when I love working with women.
Yeah.
I've told my wife this so many times. I'm like, if we just did an event, there was 9,000 people there, probably a third of the room was women.
Exactly.
And I'm like, women are so much more open to information, to change, to improvement, as opposed to men. This isn't bashing men or anything, but there's something about women that they are more open, which makes them a little bit more susceptible to being taken advantage of, possibly. But also they actually execute a bit faster than men do.
Speed of implementation is key.
Yeah.
So we were saying off air is women are so coachable.
Right.
So you could say something right now, we will implement it quickly,
Right.
and we'll get the result that we want.
Yeah,
and
I agree with that.
that's why coaching works.
Yeah. Maybe they're just more intelligent.
That's you. I agree with that actually, but yeah. So for the people that doesn't know who Grant Cardone is, who is Grant Cardone?
Well, I mean, who am I today? Who was I 10 years ago, or 30 years ago? I mean, it's really the game's changed a lot for me. So I grew up with a single mother. My dad died when I was 10, and he was the income provider. So he was the one that went out into the marketplace, got the money, took care of the family. He died, and it left my mother with 5 kids.
Wow.
And she didn't have the ability to produce income. So this was a big thing. I didn't know I was learning this at the time, but my mom was scared. She went into immediate fear. She started selling stuff to take care of the 5 kids because she did not know how to produce income. So my life has really been about wanting to take care of my mother. I was 10 years old, 12 years old, 15 years old, and I was frustrated because I knew I couldn't help my mom. Or I didn't think I could help her. I could have, but I didn't know what was needed. Now I look back, I'm like, oh, what was needed was income. Because if we had enough income coming in, my mother would not have been terrified.
Of course.
And so everything she did her entire life was about saving money, protecting the money, buying a used car, saving the leftover food in the refrigerator, telling the kids to eat it all and turn off the lights. And I'm sure this is a global problem, not just something that happened in America and Louisiana in a little town. That there's a lot of single parents out there, even married parents, that are like telling their kids no to toys and desserts because their money's a problem.
Yeah.
And so I have been interested since I grew up. I remember when I was 16, I told my mom, I said, one day I'm going to be successful and I'm going to help a lot of people. And I didn't know what I was talking about. But it is, when you're a kid, you say things that you don't know where they come from, but when I grew up, I have been interested the last 30 years in how can I help myself? First of all, I need to prove myself. We have five companies today that will do probably 150 million bucks in sales.
Wow.
And I got a bunch of real estate. I have, 4,000 apartments. I've got almost $1 billion worth of real estate with a B. So that has come from nothing. Like I went to college. I did the college thing. I didn't learn anything there really about money or investing.
What did you study?
I studied accounting.
Oh, okay.
I studied accounting because I was interested in money.
Yeah.
Came out, didn't really know anything about money.
Yeah.
Got in the sales game, had to because that's the only people that would hire me. And over the last 30 years, I've just applied myself at learning a lot, being coachable, getting mentors, the right people, getting good at one thing, and then adding a second thing.
I completely agree with everything that you just said. I actually also have a bachelor's degree in marketing. And at this very moment, what's it worth actually? Because you need to be in the market. You need to create those own opportunities for yourself. Entrepreneurship is the biggest thing that's happening right now. And if you're not going to be willing to self-educate yourself and look for information and go to grantcardone.com to get the information, then you are going to get stuck.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, it's not that people don't have information. Most people, my belief is, most people have the wrong information. It's not like there's a shortage of information or knowledge today. There is an oversupply of conflicting data that confuses people.
Yeah.
So when I grew up, the only place you got your information from was a book.
Yeah. Maybe
a video or an audio program of some sort. Today, like you fast forward to 2017, 2018, I guess we're in 2018, I never know when. Now we're at a time where there's podcasts, there's an Instagram, there's a Facebook, there's YouTube, hundreds and thousands of guys and ladies that are teaching fitness, sales, business, real estate, buy it, sell it. Like, if I listen to too much, I can become confused. There becomes conflicting data.
Yeah.
You know, so people should pick one or two people and go deep on those people.
Yeah. Totally agree, because what would work for me would generally not work for you as well. So you need to find what you are happy with and what works for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like, you know, different than like looking at museum art, right? You're looking at art and you have a different taste about art than I do. When we're talking about entrepreneurship, at the end of the day, the entrepreneur's goal is to make money.
Of course.
You know, you're risking money and energy in hopes of making more money and having more energy.
Yeah.
So different than you have a certain like or dislike for art or music. When you're talking about the entrepreneur, it's not about what works or doesn't work for you. It's about what's working now in the 21st century.
Exactly.
So whether you're in New Zealand, Australia, or America, you can't, saving money today at the bank does not work like it did 15 or 20 years ago.
No.
So what a person needs to do today changes, right? Mm-hmm. How we used to advertise 20 years ago with billboards or TV or radio. Yeah. That game's not in play today in any of those three countries that I just mentioned.
Exactly. It keeps on changing. Yeah. And this comes to my next question. What is your 5 biggest business and life lessons that you have learned so far in your career?
God, I've learned so many. 5 biggest life and business lessons?
Yes.
Okay.
Across the board.
Yeah, number 1, I didn't know you were going to hit me with a list. Number 1, show up, you know. You got to show up. Nothing happens if you don't show up.
Yeah.
So I was 26 years old, and I was having a hard time in my life. And a buddy of mine said, look, man, no matter what's going on, you got to show up. I was going through a lot of grief, a tremendous amount of depression, couldn't stay focused. And he's like, look, no matter what, show up.
Yeah.
And that helped me so much. I mean, it was so simple, right? I quit trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And my deal was like, just show up every day. So that's always been very helpful for me. For 35 years, I've been showing up even when I don't want to. Number 2, I have learned to get great at things that I hate. So I hear a lot of people talking about do what you love. I mean, again, this goes back to the conflicting data. So if you're going to follow me, I'm going to tell you, get great at stuff you hate. If you hate it, other people hate it. That means there's an opportunity if you're great at it. By the way, if you can get great at something you hate, it's easy to get great at something you love. Most people don't ever get great at anything they love or like. So I hated sales, and I decided I'm going to get great at it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, and I didn't just get great at it. I became the greatest in the world.
Exactly.
So I would tell people to get great at the things you hate. By the way, there's a reason you hate that thing, right? You don't know it. You don't.
Exactly.
You have a different accent than I do. So I can really hear my accent when I talk to you.
I'm so sorry. I think it's a South African accent that's coming through so strong at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a very...
No, it's good. It's just that you see the differences, right? So show up. 3, the sales game. You have to learn the sales game.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the thing that I hated, there's no entrepreneur out there that does not need to learn the sales game. You must learn the sales game so that you can teach the game to other people. Number 4, big mistake I made was I played it safe for too long.
Yeah.
You have to go big.
Yeah.
Okay, the solopreneur, the entrepreneur with two employees, You guys need to scale and get big. There's no such thing as staying small. It will not work. I did it for too long. And the fifth thing was reinvest your money.
Yeah.
As fast as you possibly can, pour the money back into your business. When you're done pouring the money in your business and you can't spend any more money in your business, invest the rest of the money in income-producing real estate. Those are my 5 things.
That's awesome.
And I will never change them till the end of my life.
Well, we have it on camera now, so that's awesome.
Good. I can refer back to this.
That is really, really great tips.
Yeah,
so what has been the change that you made within yourself or your company that you have your success right now? What is the biggest change?
The biggest change is that I think much bigger today. So we had a meeting this morning. I'm like, look, I'm going to take everything we did last year, and it was big.
Yeah.
And I have to go to $1 billion in sales. I'm going to go from 125 million. I'm going to 8x that number. I want to figure out. I want to put a model together where we start doing what we did last year every month. So the think has to be big, or you're going to lose enthusiasm for whatever it is, whether it's your marriage, your kids. Look, your kids are going to leave.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to grow old in your marriage, and things are going to change in your marriage. You can only go on so many cruises. The big think is why people stay interested. The people that are most excited, that live the biggest lives, are people that are thinking the biggest. So number one, I would think bigger, and number two, I would. The thing that's really changed my business is that we invest a tremendous amount of energy. Like this energy, what I'm sharing with you right now. A lot of energy goes into what we do every day, so that the people around me feel good about what we're doing every day. We're never thinking about what we did. It's like, what are we doing today? So there's a lot of energy invested, and that energy also includes money. We invest a tremendous amount of energy in our brand, in the market, in worldwide expansion. I'm not interested in this little country called America.
No, there's a big
where
world
Americans
out there.
think we're the most important people in the whole world.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, there's a small country called New Zealand that you're more than welcome to come and visit.
Yeah, and there's
Africa.
Massive. I want to come to Africa.
South Africa is an amazing country.
I want to come to China.
You would love it.
You know, I want to come to India.
Yeah, global domination.
At least omnipresence.
Yeah.
At least people know me. Like, you can't dominate anything if people don't know you in most of the world.
And it's like you also say, don't compete, always dominate.
Yeah.
I love that.
Be everywhere.
Exactly.
See, this is a big mistake that entrepreneurs make. A guy lives in Sydney. He focuses on Sydney, right? But the world that we live in today is no longer a Sydney world. It's the world.
Yeah.
When I was growing up in business, like, you marketed, if you grew up in Louisiana, you marketed in Louisiana. But today, we market everywhere. I want people in South Korea. I want the North Korean dude. What's his name? Kim Jong? I want that guy to know me just in case he comes around, okay? If Rocket Man turns into 10X Man, I want him to know me. That's
so funny. Have you watched that movie, The Interview?
Yes.
That was actually hilarious. But anyways, why do you think women make great entrepreneurs?
I think women know how to make things. Like, women, because of the way you are built spiritually, you're built to have children, right? You're built to populate. So, not saying that's the only thing you do. You also take care of things. So I think, look, we have 80 plus employees here. They need to be taken care of. A COO runs my company. Yeah. So I'm with women all day long. My mom, I was brought up by a woman. I believe in women. Like, I wanted to help her. She took care of me. My mom fed me. My mom, made me safe. Like, that's what women do. Men can't do that. Like, I'm a great dad. I'm a terrible mother. I'm just not a good mother. Like, I put my kids at risk. I'm like, come on, let's go do this. Let's go faster. Let's jump higher. Women create and nurture. And again, this might sound a little sexist to people, but there's certain things that women can do naturally better than most men. And there's some things men do
better than women.
As a whole, a little bit better, right? So I think women are open to learning, more teachable, more pliable. I think they're a bit more loyal. They don't pop as much. They can be a little more naive. Yeah. Okay, which is good, kind of a good thing. And the last thing I would just say is, like, they're just a little more open-minded, but you got to be a little careful about the open mind thing. That old adage about a parachute works best when it's open, but it won't work at all if it's completely open. So the last thing you want is, you can have too many chefs in the kitchen. You can have too many people adding to the soup.
Yeah.
And then you end up with what nobody wants to eat. And a lot of people out there, this is just another warning, the second time I brought this up. You guys and gals are listening to too many different people. You need to pick somebody that you're going to follow. Literally, like if you don't believe in what they're telling you, if you have to take this piece and not this piece, you have the wrong mentor. Okay? You should be able to take the advice they have and start making it fit in your life and your business. And if what they're telling you in business is different than what you're like, I would use that in my business but not my life, then you have the wrong person.
Yeah.
Because I'm not interested in doing a business. We're not building a business here. We got 5 companies here. I'm doing my life. Every day I walk in here, I'm doing my life. I'm not doing a job.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of entrepreneurs get stuck in, male or female, they get stuck in doing a job that later on they're like, I just had a couple that came in here from Toronto and they're like, we're bored with our business. We're making a couple $100,000 a year. I said, how long have you been making $200,000 a year? Years.
Oh no.
You can only buy so many rings, so many chains, so many cars, and then you get bored with it. You need to play a different game. So male or female, people need to play a different game, something they're excited about, which is about their life, not about their job.
Yeah, because I feel a lot of entrepreneurs actually work in their business instead of on their business.
Right.
As a CEO of
and I would just take that to too many entrepreneurs are working in their business and on their business rather than on their life.
Exactly.
Okay, you need to do your life.
Yeah.
I built my business. I don't really build my business, I build my life. What's going to make my life better? Right? So, like, I'll give you an example. We used to run my business from home.
Okay.
I did that from the age of 29 till the age of 44. It is a disastrous mistake to run a business from home. I thought I was running my life. This is cool. It wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. It was small. It was little.
Yeah.
Today now what I do is I never have my office more than maybe a couple miles from where I live so that I have a really quick commute, but I need an office space that moves the way I think. Like everything's very transparent here, a lot of glass, you can see through offices, very few closed doors. We have a closed door here because we have a studio, but we're online every day. I'm trying to help people every day. All the content's free. We're streaming on Facebook and Instagram. That's who I am. Like all day long, this is what we're doing. So build a business that works around your life as opposed to the other way around.
Exactly. And why would you say is it important to keep on reinventing and changing with the times in business?
Because number one, you're going to go away if you don't. Number two, you're going to lose interest if you don't keep up. It takes a lot of energy, and this again is why women are,
You can say it.
They're a little more open. They see things like differently than men do. But successful guys will be like, we don't do it like that, and a successful woman will be like, why is he doing it like that, right? So. You have to change. Like if you don't change, everybody knows this. So if you don't change, you will cease to exist.
Yeah.
If you do change, you're going to be more interested in the game you're playing. And I think that's why a lot of people get bored in business. And things are changing so fast today. Such an interesting time if you can keep up, if you're willing. But look, if you're just interested in making money, you're not going to keep up.
Yeah.
So I talk about money all the time. I'm highly interested in money. I love money. I think it's a fun game to play. I think I give a lot of money to charity. If you don't keep up with the technology changes going on right now, the money is going to leave you behind. Yeah,
I agree 100%. And what is one of your favorite quotes you live by and why?
My favorite quote is "Success is my duty." And that's the thing about me as a man. Maybe it goes back to me, when I was 16 years old and I wanted to help my mom and I couldn't or didn't think I could. If I knew what I knew now, I know I could help my mom at 12 years old. And so what my mom needed, what my household needed when I was 12 years old was income.
Yeah.
It didn't need a good boy. It didn't need, we had food, we had a car, we had a roof over our head. We needed income. So no matter where you live on this planet, you need income.
Yeah.
This is the constant stable datum on this planet. We are an economic planet. People need money. People are concerned about it every single day. Those of you out there that don't want money, don't care about money. By the way, women care about money more than men do. They're much better with money. But the problem with women is you guys, because of the way you're brought up not to pursue, and to be pursued, you don't go pursue the things you want, and then you give yourself all these lies that you tell yourself. I'm a woman, they're going to think I'm aggressive. Look, I'm clear. Success is my duty, and that comes with money.
Yeah.
I could have a junker car out there and still be super successful, but I'm not going to be successful without money. It's impossible. There is no success without money. I know some of you, this grates on your nerves, not because it's not true. It's because you've been trained a different way.
Yeah.
So success comes with money, period. So whether it's Jesus, if Jesus was on the planet right now alive, guarantee he'd have bank. Okay, the Pope, the most well-known person on this planet is the Pope. 1.2 billion followers, tons of dough. Okay, I mean like a lot of property.
Yeah.
A lot of power. 1.2 billion followers on social media.
Wow.
So you guys out there like, I don't need money. The Pope needs money. The Catholic Church needs money, okay? If you're a group, an organization, or a business, you need money. Success is my duty is my favorite quote.
I love it. I love it.
And that includes money.
And you were speaking about women being too aggressive. Do you think confident...
I've never met a woman that's too aggressive.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Do you think confident women gets perceived as aggressive, and why?
Sure they do. So what? Why are you guys making a big deal about it? You know, oh, they're going to call you a bitch if you're an aggressive woman. Okay, what do you think they call me?
Yeah.
Well, they call me a dick. Okay, they call you a bitch and they call me a dick. And the point is, I don't know if you got to bleep that out for your show or not.
No, it's fine. We can roll with it.
The point is, what does it matter what they call you? Okay,
Yeah.
they quit on being aggressive. You guys don't understand haters and criticizers and gossipers. You don't understand them. You give the gossiper too much value. Like my sister, I have a sister that has opinions about what I do. All right, I make more money in one day than she makes in a year. So like I don't care. That my duty is not to make my sister happy. I'm not a little boy anymore. Yeah. So even the people that love me have opinions about me. So how about the people that don't know me? Some of you watching this right now, you don't like the way I part my hair. All right, well yesterday I had it a different way, and some of you wouldn't have liked that either. So I'm not trying to please the whole world. This is not high school now. This is the real world. The real world, you guys need to get people to know you and talk about you. Yeah. Not like you. The biggest problem women have is nobody knows you. Your problem is not that people call you a bitch or that you're too aggressive. The problem is nobody even knows who you are. Right? So you're worried about your heels, your purse, your car. Are they too high? Am I too tall? Who cares? Like, what you should be asking is, anybody even talk about me at all? Yeah. Because if people are talking about you, it is because you are successful, not because you're too aggressive. Nobody talks about the woman that's aggressive that's not successful.
Exactly. If they're not talking about you, then you're not successful.
They're just walking past you.
Exactly.
So, and you're not going to get successful, by the way, just taking the leftovers. The old adage, my parents, you know, back in my day, you know, patience is a virtue. Be seen and not heard. All these are old ideas. Yeah. Like, so you guys, if you want something,
you need to ask for it.
You need to go get it. Okay, you need to knock on a door, and if you can't find the door, you need to freaking kick the door down. Yeah. If you have a good product, if you're a good person, if you have a good company, you need to bash through doors. Yeah. And you will be criticized for it, by the way. Oh yeah. So, and if you're not being criticized, all I know is nobody knows you. Because if you get enough attention, my goal is, if I can get 7 billion people to know me, I'll take this. Half of them hate me and half of them like me. My job is to get them to know me. So YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever else is available on this planet, Google+, articles, TV, radio. Your job is to get people to know you through podcasts like what you're doing. Yeah. Like you offer a great service and a great value. More people should be doing what you're doing and or getting on your show.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. And why do you think women never ask for the business at the end of a presentation? Because I've seen it a lot. Women present it beautifully, but they never go into the hardcore close. I want to do business with you. You guys have been miseducated. It's not just women either. Look, I know guys, they couldn't close that door right there. with a spring in it, they'd still stop the door from closing. Yeah. Most salespeople and business people have been miseducated. This is the third time that I brought it up, okay? Like you guys are operating with the wrong data. It's not because you're dumb. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're scared. It's not because you're a chicken. You were given the wrong data. Like in my company, we set up the deal in the greeting to ask for the order. Oh, yeah.
I get permission early on to ask for the order.
Yeah.
So might be why we're the #1 sales training company in the world. We provide training to over 2,000 companies today that pay us every month. Our systems in some of the biggest companies in the world, and down to 1 and 2 person operators. So the reason you guys don't ever get to the close is, #1, your deal takes so long to get there. This is the old Tom Hopkins, Brian Tracy, the old guys. They'll be calling me an old guy one day. These are the guys, my predecessors, the guy that taught me about sales. This was the old sales model.
Yeah.
Greet them, build rapport, find out what they want, spend time with them. The longer you spend with them, the better off you are. And the close comes at the end, but they shouldn't. If you're selling insurance or financial advice, right, you should move your close to the beginning of the deal, not wait till the end of the deal. You should tell people what your intention are and be transparent about it.
Yeah.
Like when I go on a presentation, I don't care if I just bought a $80 million piece of property. I called the guy, hey, the reason I'm calling, I want to buy your property. I didn't try to build rapport with him.
Yeah, straight up.
The rapport is, I want to buy your property. I want to overpay for it. I want to close in 60 days if that works for you.
Yeah.
Okay? By the way, I'm emailing you right now. I'm texting you. I had a cell number. I'm texting you my financial statement. I want to show you the check I've written for you, okay? Like, that's how I'm building rapport. And I'm setting up my intention so that if this call blows out, it doesn't blow out after 40 minutes. It blows out in the first 40 seconds, and I get to make more calls.
Exactly. Get to the next one.
Yeah.
Get to ask the next one.
On to the next one, as Kanye says.
Yeah, speed of implementation.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing that women are scared of, is we are scared of failing, so we are scared of asking. Like for me, I'm not afraid of asking. I think that is, I always say, the power of ask. If you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't ask, the answer is always no.
Yeah, that's right.
So women should be starting to ask for all those for business.
Yeah, the thing that will solve the problem ultimately, though, is most people are afraid to ask because they have too few people in their pipeline. So if I have too few people in my pipeline, then I become dependent upon. What was this the movie with the white-haired girl and the dinosaur eggs?
What do you call it?
HBO, the HBO super hit.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, right?
Okay.
Was that the one, Kiss the Ring? I won't kiss the ring, right? She wouldn't kiss the ring. She wouldn't kneel and kiss the ring. Look, ladies, you're not the only one that are servants to the master. Ladies need to get over that. Like, I kiss the ring all the time. So you need to open the top of the funnel. The top of the funnel needs to become wider so that you're not dependent or you feel dependent upon one deal. But get over the idea that you need to everybody kisses the ring. Okay, I work for a lot of people. Every company, big CEOs, kiss the ring, man. So you got to kiss the ring, but what you need to do so that you don't feel bad about kissing the ring, whatever kiss the ring means, okay?
Yeah.
Just use your imagination. Take the top of the funnel out so you're calling on, you have hundreds and hundreds of CEOs in your funnel rather than one that you're dependent upon, and you feel like, oh, I don't want to mess it up with this deal. The other thing is, ladies, you need to know this. Like, we're doing a boot camp here on April 6th. It's a 3-day school for people that want to 10x their top line of their business. Yeah. One of the things I teach in that school is, like, you can never say one thing that will blow a deal, ever. This is one little tiny nugget out of 3 days, but you can never, we have 80 salespeople here in the back, and I'm like, guys, you say whatever you want to a person. One thing will never blow a deal, okay? The woman I'm married to wouldn't go out with me for 26 months. She hung up on the phone on me the first time. I knew I blew the call. I knew I sounded like an idiot. I knew I sounded like an arrogant, dumb. It was, the whole pitch was wrong.
Yeah.
I had a bad day.
Yeah.
I hung up the phone. I'm like, remember, Grant, one thing can never blow a deal. Okay, that old adage about a first impression, you can never make a second first impression. It's not true. Okay, I can make a bunch of first impressions. The next time we meet, I'll make another first impression with you. So, and by the way, I can fix bad first impressions.
Oh yeah. Any tips on doing that?
Last night I was in a restaurant in Boca, and the guy the waiter, I mean, he made a bad first impression on me. I'm like, what's good on the menu? We don't have any specials. I'm thinking to myself, you're just stupid.
Yeah.
You're dumb. Nobody's training the guy.
Yeah.
Okay? He's got a funny little part in his hair. You know, I'm criticizing. He's got it edged in there. The razor's in there. The guy. It's just a weird dude, right? He just kind of turned me off when he first met him. But could he do something to change that?
Of course.
Sure, he could. You know.
Of course.
He can do something to change it, or he can make it worse. Some of the best customers I have are people that I made a bad first impression with.
Wow.
So I'm like, I know I can change people's mind about me.
Mm-hmm. And you always say, stop selling and start closing.
Yeah.
What is the difference between selling and closing?
Well, it's a great question. Most people think that selling is closing, and they have nothing to do with one another. You guys need to know that when I stop, you know, dating's not being married. Mm-hmm. You know, it takes a different skill set. So you got to move on, right? So I go from selling the product to, hey, buy it. And I don't go back to selling again. Mm-hmm. Oh, the price is too high. Price is too high. You don't go back and start justifying why the price is too high. You close the deal. Mm-hmm. You don't go back to, oh, but it's red and it's beautiful and you love it, don't you? Yeah, but it's still too high. You stay in the close. You don't want to go back to selling the product. Mm-hmm. I want to stay in the close now so that when you're telling me, hey, we're on the right product, this is right for me, but it's more money than I want to spend. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I know it's too much money. Like everybody that buys it says it's too much money.
Yeah.
Let's do it anyway.
Yeah. And I think
so I stay right there in the close rather than going back to selling or qualifying or demonstrating again.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem that people do is they don't listen to their customers. They are already thinking of the objection and how I'm going to react to this.
Most salespeople don't understand selling.
Yeah.
And then they don't understand closing, and then they don't understand prospecting, and then they don't understand follow-up. You guys think you're like, I'm a chemist, so you understand every different ingredient in the chart of elements. But the truth is you just see the element table as they're all elements, and you don't understand that selling was one thing, prospecting is another thing. You need to know exactly where you are in the process.
Of course. And you are the master of social media. What is the advice that you can give people that is just starting out with social media?
Be everywhere all the time. Be everywhere. Okay. I have no favorite social media. You ask me what's my favorite social platform. I have no favorite. I want to be everywhere. I want to be there all the time. Wherever you are, I want to be there. You want to follow Grant Cardone? I don't need to give you a different tag for different handles. You can't find me. It's because you don't want to.
Yeah.
So my job is to make it easier for you to find me, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. You like to read articles. You like to watch video. You want to listen to something. You're on iTunes. Wherever you are, I is.
That's amazing. Different media sources, audio, visual.
I'm there, and I got a little, we got a little different slant on all of them. So we're there, and we're there all the time. So be everywhere and be everywhere all the time. Anybody, by the way, anybody or any company can be everywhere all the time, will be, and this is what we should maybe end with, will be, all you ladies out there, if you can position yourself to be everywhere all the time, wherever you can be, okay, anybody that can do that, it's called omnipresence. When you do that, you will be assigned, okay, you will be assigned the position of power. Guaranteed.
Yeah, totally agree. And on that note, why is it important to have a business coach?
Because I need a coach in life. I can't see what I can't see. So, I can't see what I'm doing wrong.
Exactly.
So, other people can see things that I'm missing. Other people can think. The issue is, the real question should be, why should people have a business coach that it would be difficult to outgrow, and like what kind of business coach should people have?
Exactly, and who fits with who?
Yeah, and then how committed, how much money should you spend with that person? How much energy should you spend with that person? How many different coaches should a person have? Should I have a coach for everything? And if I have 2 or 3 coaches, are they coordinated with one another?
Got it.
Yeah.
And what is your opinion about the Women Entrepreneur platform, where we are empowering women in business by giving them the right tools, the right knowledge to grow and expand their businesses?
It's great. You guys need to do it more often. Do more of it more often. Get bigger, go wider.
Yeah.
And deliver in all the platforms available.
Yeah. If you could have this is the last question. if you can give entrepreneurs one business advice, the
Yeah.
last business tip that you can give of your life, what would that be? The very last one.
The last tip that I could give, you guys need to go so big that you can't even fathom it, okay? You need to go so freaking big. Like what you're thinking about is, you know, the number one mistake people are making is they don't think big enough. There's no other way. I know it seems so simple, but it is the biggest single piece of advice I can give anyone. Is the biggest mistake I've made in my career. You don't think big enough. You don't go big enough. You're left with the same problems that you had yesterday because your think is so small. You're trying to figure out how to get, like, you're trying to figure out how to go from here to here rather than from here to here. When you start thinking about how to go from here to here, you change, all the answers are different. You actually start getting calculations that will work for you.
Yeah, yeah. There's that saying, if you are not dreaming big enough and if you're not scaring yourself with your big dreams,
Yeah.
it's not big enough.
Yeah.
So
You need to be thinking so big that,
Yeah.
that you, the solutions, like, you know, you're not worried about little stuff like, how am I going to pay for this? Rather, you're thinking about, wow, like Elon Musk is not worried about how to pay for the trip to Mars.
no,
He's got much bigger problems.
yeah,
He's like, how do we even do that? He's not worried about the money. He's worried about getting there.
Yeah.
Then what's there? Then, you know, you need to think so big that you could actually change the world.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
very
you
much,
coming.
Mr. Cardone.
She came so far, right?
She's gonna go even further.
Okay. Thank you so much. I've been to New Zealand, but that's where you were born?
I'm born in South Africa.
Okay, okay. So, but you
Yeah.
live in New Zealand?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
For about
Beautiful.
5,
So
6
beautiful.
months,
So
yeah.
beautiful, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Why'd you go there?
We immigrated. So South Africa, at this current climate it is in,
Yeah.
it's not ideal
Conducive, yeah, yeah.
for families. So we
Yeah.
moved to New Zealand. It's
Yeah.
amazing opportunities. We get paid in the dollars, so that's
Uh-huh.
amazing versus the rand.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. Appreciate you taking interest.
Thank you very much for
Ladies,
the
go out there and get
opportunity.
your 10X on, okay? Think 10X. And by the way, get with a man that thinks 10X. That's the other thing I would tell you. You need to get with a man that is a man,
Yeah.
okay? Thinks like a king and wants to build an empire. You guys need to build empires now. You got an empire. Ants have empires. So you guys need to start thinking a lot bigger. And you need to get around a man that's got that's got some money, that's making money, that doesn't overspend, doesn't pretend, and it shows up at work every day. He should be going early. He should be staying late. And by the way, ladies, don't nag on your man if he's working. Congratulate him. Have some sex with him because he's working hard. Okay? My wife, I've been married 15 years. My wife has never said to me, never, not one time said, oh, you work too much, you work
Yeah.
too late, you know?
Yeah.
She wants me to win. So get, you know, be selective about the people, whether it's a coach, a friend, girlfriend, or the guy you're sleeping with.
Awesome. I love
Okay?
it.
Awesome, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you
all
so
right?
much for today.
Okay.